What's up, Totem Pole Nation? Welcome back to Lambo and Matt's World of Sports. The Super Bowl is on Sunday, which means that we have officially entered mock draft season. Your YouTube, your Twitter, whatever other social media you use, if you're an NFL fan, mock drafts will be flooding your timelines very soon, if not already started. So we're getting ahead of the curve here. We're going to put out our 1.0 Lambo and Matt's World of Sports mock draft. We're going to alternate. Trades are up to you if you think that the team would make it. It doesn't have to be the most realistic. This is if we were the GMs of these teams. All right, so shout out to Sideline Sports Network, as always. And if you want some Totem Pole gear, you can go to totempolenation.com, which is scrolling in the ticker, to get some gear to support the boys. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let's go.
All right, mock draft time. All right, the Chicago Bears are on the clock. Obviously, they need a quarterback, a wide receiver, a center, a defensive line, and a cornerback.
They could use help everywhere.
They need help everywhere. Now, they hired Matt Eberflus back. I don't know why they did that. Now, if I'm the Chicago Bears, I keep Justin Fields. Go ahead and draft Marvin Harrison Jr. out of Ohio State.
Wow, you're not going to trade down?
No, I'm going to get the best wide receiver in college football, which is Marvin Harrison Jr.
Damn, son. That's crazy. You just threw me for a loop. I was thinking if they were in that position and they didn't want to take Caleb, that they would trade down to 2 so they could get something in return from Washington. But I hear you. You just might as well take him off the board. Well, if Caleb is on the board at 2, you already know that the Commanders are taking him there.
And Cliff Kingsbury's the offensive coordinator. He coached them this past season. So there you go. If I'm the Patriots, of course you need a quarterback. Jerod Mayo's new coach, a wide receiver, a tackle, and an edge rusher. Jerod Mayo said we're going to spend a lot of money. Robert Kraft, the new era of the Patriots. You need a lot of help with the offensive line first. Give me Joe Alt from Notre Dame.
Damn. You're wild. All right. Well, I think this makes it a pretty easy decision for the Cardinals. Now, I would imagine with all the wide receiver talent that they're definitely going there. And I think it's kind of, Malik Neighbors had a crazy season, right? But I don't think the gap between him and Rome is as big as people think. With that being said, though, I am going to take Malik Neighbors here at 4.
The Chargers, all right? Jim Harbaugh's new coach, new era. They got talent. He knows how to coach. In this situation, Justin Herbert is going to be your quarterback. That's not going to be the issue. Your issue is Austin Eckler is not the same. If I'm the Chargers, Jim Harbaugh, I'm taking Blake Corum. Jim Harbaugh, Blake Corum together? Yeah, I'm taking that.
At 5?
Yes. At 5, I'm taking Blake Corum at running back.
Dog.
You might have to type it.
You're wild. He's a 3rd-round projection.
I'm taking Blake Corum. Jim Harbaugh knows. Jim Harbaugh knows.
Yeah. Well, damn, son, if this is tough for the Giants because they need help everywhere. Danny Jones is signed to $40 million a year. But if Drake May is sitting there at 6, the Giants can go ahead and lock it up. Drake May is a Giant.
Tennessee Titans, new coach. I think Brian Callahan's new coach. Wide receiver, offensive line, and the defensive back. If I'm the Titans, give me go to the offensive line filter positions real quick.
So here are The tackles.
So give me Amarius Mims from Georgia.
Got you.
They need to protect the quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So unfortunately for the Falcons, wait, whoa. Hold on now. The Falcons just got a gift in their lap. Jaden Daniels, you are a Falcon. Obviously, they have had nothing but mediocrity in that QB room for a while. And with some of these unexpected moves being made here, Jaden Daniels has fallen to 8, and the Falcons are going to scoop him up.
The Bears again. I think the Bears trade this pick with. Let me see. I think the Bears going to trade this pick with the Cincinnati Bengals. And I think Cincinnati gets Brock Bowers.
All right. So let's figure out Bengals. So you would assume a pick swap.
Yep.
And then, going up to the top 10, you would assume maybe like
they get Brock Bowers to get a tight end.
Well, yeah. But you can't just pick swap. Like, there's got to be something.
Okay. I got you.
Going on here.
So they could go ahead and
probably another first and maybe like a fourth.
First and a fourth. Yep.
I don't know. We'll just force it. Not worth it. Oh, you fucker. All right, offer the trade. And we can't offer trades. That sucks.
Well, damn.
You gotta just make the pick. I didn't know you had to subscribe to get access to all
Okay,
that.
so if I'm the Chicago Bears, go to the cornerback section. Give me Nate Wiggins out of Clemson. What's up, Brady?
All right, so the Jets now, I think this as much as I think the Jets would love to add to that wide receiver core, I think the offensive line is just way more important, obviously. Give me the tackle out of Penn State that I'm not going to butcher his name. He is going to the Jets. That offensive line last year was obviously in shambles, terrible. So, a top 10 projected tackle, definitely a good way to go.
We appreciate you, Truth. We're going to subscribe to you. Thank you for tuning it in. Number 11 pick. Will Kirk Cousins be back after the Achilles injury? I think he'll be back. I think Kevin O'Connell likes him. I think they have a quarterback in place for right now. Quarterback is not really the main problem. They don't have a running back. All right. Madison, not very good of a running back. Give me to the running backs column. And if I'm the Vikings, give me Jonathan Brooks out of Texas.
All right. Now, you know what the draft experts will tell you. They'll say, hey, man, first round value for a running back is very, very rare. But you're saying screw it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's whatever. All right. Whew. So the Broncos have a lot of stuff to fix. Russ is definitely not going to be there next year. So who's going to play quarterback?
Their under quarterback is Jarrett Stidham, but I don't know if he's going to fit Sean Payton's system.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Broncos were one of the suitors that traded up. The issue is they already got rid of 2 first-rounders for Sean Payton, I'm pretty sure. Maybe just 1 first-rounder, but they're not the highest on draft capital, obviously, after the Russ trade as well. So quarterback at the 12 spot is probably not a smart play. just because the value. You could probably grab a QB in the second round if you were really desperate. Wide receiver room obviously needs an upgrade, but I really think that defense that was just so underwhelming for the majority of the season is a little bit more in need of an immediate improvement. So I'm going to go ahead and grab Cooper DeJean, the white corner from Iowa. That's right, a white corner. When was the last time a white corner played in the NFL? Probably like 20 years, if not more.
John Lynch, a safety. I mean, he was a safety, cornerback, whatever. That's a long, long time. That's a 2002 Tampa Bay Buccaneers type thing.
Yeah.
If I'm the Raiders, Antonio Pierce is my new coach. You definitely need a quarterback. Aiden O'Connell ain't going to be the answer. They did hire an offensive coordinator. It was Cliff Kingsbury. He backed out of a job. It's hard for me to take a quarterback at 13. That's tough. What do they need? A running back, an O-line, defensive line, a linebacker, and a defensive back. If I'm Antonio Pierce, give me to the offensive line filter positions because that's very, very important.
We want a tackle or a guard? What are you thinking?
Give me a guard.
All right, so here's centers and guards right here.
If I'm Antonio Pierce, give me Jackson Powers Johnson. He protected Bo Nix very well. Bo Nix barely got sacked this season.
Yeah. All right, so the Saints, interesting spot because they are mid, and we know that they're mid, but they have a good wide receiver core, mid quarterback, okay tight ends, an all right offensive line. This is a tough pick for me. Cam Jordan is getting old. I could see them going Dallas Turner here from Alabama. Line him up, immediate starter. Line him up on the other side of Cam. I think that D-line just gets better.
Number 15, Shane Steichen and the Colts went 9-8. They got a winning record. They lost the quarterback for the year, but they weren't that bad. They were missing a couple pieces. They need a wide receiver, offensive line, defensive line, and a defensive back. Go ahead and give me if I'm sitting at 15, give me the best wide receiver. Give me Rome Odunze out of Washington.
Yeah.
Give me that for Anthony Richardson. Give me speed.
Michael Pittman, the big target, Rome Odunze, guy that can get it done on the ground with his burners. All right. Seahawks, kind of a similar position to the Saints here where like they could be good. You see the pieces they have and you think they should be good. But they're just right outside of it. You know, it does kind of reflect on the quarterback because Geno is good, but he's not like that next tier good to where you think he's going to, lead this team to something great. Obviously 16, you're not taking a quarterback here. Now, Brock Bowers has slipped all the way to 16, which is insane. But the Seahawks don't need a tight end, We can't make trades because we're not subscribed to PFF. So I think here we're going to take the best defensive lineman on the board, Jerzon Newton from Illinois. Now, it says they need an edge, but D-line as a whole could be improved on that squad. So we're going
Jacksonville. Yeah. Guard, center, edge, and a DB. The defense did horrible. They went from 8-3 to 9-8, so they went on a very bad collapse. Give me Jared Verse out of Florida State. Not far, same state. Boom. Send him to Jacksonville.
And guess what has happened, Tyler?
They fell on to 18. They can get the best tight end with Joe Burrow.
Yep. That is exactly what's going to happen. This is the trade up. I don't know who we got in here. So this is the trade up Lambo was talking about earlier. He wanted the Bengals to trade up with the Bears at 9 and take Brock Bowers before he slipped out of the top 10. And what happened? He slipped all the way to 18 in our mock draft. That's hilarious. All right, you are up with the Rams.
Ooh. How long is Matthew Stafford going to play? You definitely need offensive linemen for Sean McVay's beautiful offense of the run game. Defensive line, how long is Aaron Donald going to play? A linebacker and a defensive back. You no longer have a Jalen Ramsey. Your defense is damn near awful. But you still made the playoffs. I have a quarterback. I want to go to go to the linebacker section. I think if I'm the Rams, let me focus highly on the linebacker position because you got beat in the middle of the field very, very badly. If I'm the Rams, give me Jeremiah Trotter Jr. out of Clemson.
All right, the Steelers. New OC.
He's ass.
I was trying to find a way to say it that wasn't too damning. Now we saw what he did with the Derrick Henry, AJ Brown, Ryan Tannehill trio when Ryan Tannehill was good. We saw what he did with that Titans team as the OC. Now it's all on his plate in Atlanta, and he has some of the best skill players in the game and doesn't give them the ball. So what is he going to do in Pittsburgh when he has one of the best young receivers in the game? Now, they're kind of shaky at QB, so I was thinking about it. I don't think I'm going to do it. But you know what I was really thinking about? Mr. Bo Nix has snuck his way up the big board. Now, to be perfectly honest with you, I think if Bo Nix went to the Steelers, he would be, marginally better than Kenny. And maybe that was just a Matt Canada thing with quarterbacks that I need to get out of my head. But we've seen 3 quarterbacks go through, Arthur Smith down there in Atlanta, and they'll look just as mediocre as Kenny has. So I think I'm going to pass on the quarterback spot here. Give me J.C. Latham at tackle. That offensive line, you can shake some stuff around, but at the end of the day, getting up in age, there's rotating pieces. The run game has its ups and downs, but I think a young guy in there to help the boys out in the backfield and help protect whoever's at quarterback in the coming years is a great move.
Miami Dolphins can't be anybody with a winning record. We won one game with a winning record. That was the Dallas Cowboys. They barely beat them. Mike McDaniel's installing the offense in his 3rd year. If you watch Hard Knocks, the offense is great, but it never developed any tight ends. They need an offensive lineman too. Give me to the tight ends column because they really do need a tight end. If I'm the Miami Dolphins,
you're reaching, dog.
Give me. Scroll down a little bit.
Yeah, these are 6th-round ranked guys.
Scroll down. Pause right there. Give me. Scroll up just a little bit. A little bit. Touch. There you go. Give me Jaheim Bell out of Florida State.
You're wild. You're wild. All right, the Eagles. Well, if you've watched any totem pole stuff in the past, you know I'm a Dallas fan, so I will be unbiased here. I will not just draft some shitty player. I'll give y'all who I think you need. The issue here is that I think both of these top guys left on here, Talise Fuga, I definitely said that wrong, and Terry and Arnold, I think, they could use an offensive lineman. Jason Kelsey is maybe leaving soon. Obviously, this is a tackle, not a center, but Lane Johnson is also up there in age. So I just think the offensive line as a general, in general, not Miata or young guy at guard. Can't remember his name. He's good. So the guard spots are pretty much fine. But tackles and center, I think, are going to need help. But that DB room is ass. It's not good. So I think Terry and Arnold goes out of Bama here at 22 to the Eagles.
Houston, Texas, the Miko Ryans had a great run. They made the playoffs. They won a playoff game. Nobody expected that to happen. If I'm the Texans, give me one more wide receiver position for the Texans, obviously. Give me to the wide receiver column. I think you give me one more weapon for CJ Stroud. I think we'll be fine. Go ahead and give me Keon Coleman out of Florida State.
Yeah, I like it.
The best wide receivers. I think he transferred out of Michigan State, and he put up some amazing numbers.
Damn. All right. Well, as luck would have it, the Cowboys have fallen to me. Now, if this is the board in front of me when the Cowboys are up to pick, I don't know. I don't know. So I'm not taking a running back yet. Center is definitely a need, but I'm pretty sure the grades on a lot of these centers, 41. I guess that's not too bad, but I feel like you could trade up in the second to get a lot of these guys. All right, so here's my thought. Tyron Smith is old as shit, right? He's expensive as hell, but he's one of the best tackles of the 21st century. So, but he's hurt all the time because he's old as shit, right? Do they take the chance and draft a tackle in the first? We've drafted really well in the first round when it comes to offensive linemen. And when you look at the other top guys at this area, I could see taking Brian Thomas Jr. and trading Michael Gallup. I would actually love – you know what? I'm going to put some good juju in the air. The Cowboys are trading Michael Gallup at some point in this offseason, and we are drafting Brian Thomas Jr. from LSU. Had a great season. Over 1,000 yards, double-digit touchdowns, I'm pretty sure.
Green Bay. Go ahead.
No, you're good.
Green Bay Packers, running back, tackle, defensive line, and safety. Well, they fired a defensive coordinator. Joe Barry. He's no longer with the program. They got the Boston College head coach as defensive coordinator. So let me put my reaction. Thank you, Tim. I appreciate you. It's the best guy in the business. Give me to the safeties, the safety section, the filter positions. If I'm Green Bay, give me Javon Bullard out of Georgia.
I knew you were going to take him, dude. I saw the Georgia on the screen. I was like, this motherfucker's taking this Georgia guy right here. All right, if you're the Bucks, I mean, damn, son, you kind of need everything. I'm going to go ahead and grab this tackle off the board. I think he's slipped way too much. He's performed really well at the Senior Bowl, I believe. I think his stock is like kind of going up. So I'm going to roll with Talise here to the Bucks. Now, obviously, they have a lot of needs, and I could have done a little bit more in depth looking at what they can improve on. But that tackle had slipped from like the 12th overall player to pick 25. Got to grab him up. Cardinals, let me let you know. Earlier was Malik Neighbors to the Cardinals. That was their 4th overall pick. So wide receiver position is taken care of.
They're going to need offensive linemen. They got to protect. They have to protect. The offensive lineman for Cardinals was not very good.
On a tackler or guard?
Let's go with the guard.
All right, hold on.
So guard.
Oh, yep. These are tackles, centers, and guards.
Let's go down. Give me Cooper Bebe out of Kansas State.
What you know about Cooper?
He can block. He's physical.
I would hope so. Oh, man, yeah. All right, the Bills. Oh, this is tricky. This is tricky because what do we have at the wide receiver spot left? Ladd.
Yeah, plenty of good wide receivers. Plenty good.
Yeah, Ladd McConkey, Adonai Mitchell. I'm pretty sure Xavier Legette, he could sneak in here. Xavier Worthy, Roman Wilson. And then obviously Tez Walker. Apparently he had a pretty poor showing in Mobile during the Senior Bowl. Jermaine Burton, obviously Bama receivers. There's a history of success there. Troy Franklin. I'm going to take Ladd McConkey out of Georgia. Mel Kiper is someone who I'm very 50-50 on. I think some of the things he says makes a lot of sense. And then other times he says stuff and it's like, how the hell could you possibly know that, given that you haven't been on a team sport in like your life, like that was not just football. Like there's things when you talk about, like, I feel like the draft analysts get a little bit too deep into like these players, like character and personalities and what's going to mesh with, a team and what's not going to mesh. Unless you're a coach or like a staff member, I don't think you need to be diving into, a player's characteristics as a human. So when Mel does that stuff, not the biggest fan, but he did go crazy about Ladd McConkey in his film review. Him and Field Yates do, position group like looks. And they were very high on Ladd. So I don't think it would be a shock if he goes in the first.
Bob the Lions. You're lucky Aaron Glenn did not get a head coaching job. He's staying. Go ahead and give me the cornerback section because they really have to improve in that defense. They gave up a 17-point lead. It was not very good at all. If I am the Lions, give me Kool-Aid McKinstry out of Alabama.
Yep, I'm with you there. And, man, if I am the Ravens, we just saw their defense. I'm between the edge and the corner because I think you have Marlon Humphrey, you have Kyle Hamilton, but underneath, what else do we have that's a consistent piece of this defense in the secondary?
I don't have a wide receiver, meaning how long is OBJ going to play? I think he's under a 1-year contract or 2 years. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure Rashad Bateman is still on not saying that he's OBJ, but I don't know because there are so many wide receivers in this draft. I don't know if they're prioritizing another wide receiver, especially with having 2 tight ends that can go crazy. You're already, it was definitely more of a passing offense this year for sure, but they do run a lot of bigger formations, 2 tight end sets. And if you have 2 tight ends who are ready to go, I don't know if wide receiver in the first round is your exact priority. Give me Quinyon Mitchell from Toledo out of the MAC.
The Chiefs, they definitely need a wide receiver and defensive line. They don't need that much because, they're in the Super Bowl. But if I'm the Chiefs, give me the wide receiver slot. Just give me I'll take Xavier Worthy out of Texas. Why not? I'll take him.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, and the Niners, D-line's fine, QB's fine, tight end's fine, wide receiver's fine, O-line is fine. This says they need an O-lineman. What's the weak point of their O-line? It's not the tackle. I don't think it's the center. Do they have like a guard problem?
Maybe guard's probably the problem, or the right tackle. Either right tackle or guard's the problem.
The only thing I could see making sense here would be Zach Frazier. What are the DBs looking like that are left? Ooh.
They are injury prone on defense. Like their cornerbacks are always injury prone.
Yeah, I'm pulling up corners and safeties now. Oh, I wish I knew a little bit more about these guys. Give me Ennis. All right. Now PFF with their wonderful grades. Are they going to grade it? Oh, they didn't grade it.
Hold on. Before you do anything, if we end up doing are we doing round 2 or just doing round 1?
This was just a 1-round draft. I think later, as we do a 2.0, 3.0, those like that, we can do 2 to 3 rounds on those.
Yeah, I was asking because if you save this or screenshot it, so we don't have to end up picking the same players.
But we could do next time. I'll do picks 1. I'll do odd numbers and you do even numbers, and we could switch it up and do 2 rounds. And then if we do it again after that, we could switch it up again and do 3 rounds. Just something different every time.
Oh yeah, that works. Whatever works. Yeah, that works.
All right, so here are the results of Lambo and I's mock draft. He was the odd picks. I was even. Definitely not the conventional mock draft that you're going to see. I promise if you go to other accounts, it's not going to look like this, baby. It's not going to look like this. What were your thoughts on the mock draft there? And to those who are watching, let us know. Here, let me put this back up on the screen. What are y'all's thoughts on the draft?
Lambo, you never know, and everybody's not always right. I normally don't never listen to the mock drafts and stuff because anything can happen. If we had a subscription, I think a realistic thing that would happen in trade sometime in April. I have a realistic that Brock Bowers is the best tight end in college football. I do think realistically that the Bengals will trade up in a number 10 spot to get some form of a tight end because I feel like they need more of a tight end more than any other of these 9 teams, just because most of these 9 teams either need a quarterback or they need a wide receiver. So, tight end is kind of considered a wide receiver, but, if I'm really, really sold, I'm going to stick to my prediction that the Cincinnati Bengals do get a Brock Bowers. Just imagine Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Higgins, Brock Bowers. That is a good, complete team. I think when it comes to the Patriots, they're always focused on offensive linemen first. I know I said the J.J. McCarthy stuff, but if I'm the Patriots, get a quarterback in the second round. Don't get a quarterback in the first round. Get a good tackle. Get somebody that can block because that was part of the issues why we didn't really run the ball so well. But I think the first 2 picks are probably going to be correct. Marvin Harrison Jr., they go ahead and keep Justin Fields, and then Caleb Williams reunites back with Cliff Kingsbury. So we'll see how relevant Washington Commanders will be.
Cool. All right. Well, Totem Pole Nation, that was the 1.0 of the Lambo and Matt's World of Sports mock draft experience. You will get a 2.0 in the future at some point. I don't know exactly when. But as always, thank you guys for watching so much. Shout out to Sideline Sports Network. TotemPoleNation.com is where to go if you want some gear to support the boys. And everyone, have a safe night. Football season is almost over. Don't take this for granted. We're going to be in a world of hurt for a while. We're going to have to watch the UFL. All right? And we're going to do it. And we're going to cover the UFL. We're going to do it. All right?
Yeah, we are.
but it's going to suck. It's going to suck because the NFL and college football won't be here. So don't take this week for granted, all right? Soak it up, enjoy.